Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. I'm in Ottawa. Nothing's reality. It's not supposed to rain today. Yeah. Welcome to Ottawa, where reality is not a thing. God, I love that flag. Thank you for your service, sir. Well, good morning, everybody. Have my coffee. Cheers. How you doing today? So what's today's plan? Well, today's plan was we were going to go up to the cottage, but they have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, so it makes no sense to drive up today, drive back tomorrow so they can go to the doctor's appointment. So we're going to stay here until Tuesday after his doctor's appointment, then beeline up to the cottage. So I'm going to spend the day taking the air conditioner out. I've ordered a new fan, a new vent for that spot because it's the same size as a normal vent space. And if it's not, well, then I'll just have to figure that out. So I'm gonna take the rest of the air conditioner out, and I was gonna feed the squirrels, but peanut and butter didn't come out to play today. Oh yeah, and there's a third one. We called him Jam, or well, I called him Jam. I'm naming everything around here. That's kind of what I do, right? Puppers, Bunky, Kitty, Clubby. Yeah, I got a problem. Yeah, I got many problems. The first of which is coffee. I need more coffee. We'll talk to you in a bit. Bye. Oh yeah, there she is, boys and girls. Yeah, love that flag. Anyway, I saw something. I saw something through the trees, and I just had to stop. There's big rocks here. There's a school here, so. But there's something I need to do. My soul will not. Hey, look at all the acorns. Huh. All kinds of acorns here. They're big old oaks. Well, they're not really big, but you know. Anyway, I seen something. And my soul says, I gotta do it because this is what I do. So, hats off. I thank you for your service and your dedication to this great nation we have. I get to enjoy the spoils because of your dedication and your sacrifice for my wonderful land. For this, I will be eternally grateful. Thank you. Let's see what we got here. A soldier of the Great War, Canadian Regiment, known unto God. Is that not true? In Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing, flies, sacred heart. Oh my, I'm messing this up. Sacred herd amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved, and we were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. take upon our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours, hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep through poppies grow in Flanders field. And then we have the French version. I can't read that because I don't speak French. I'm sorry. If you want to read it, you can pause and read it. It's a nice little memorial in the shape of Vimy Ridge Memorial. Anyway, I thank you once again for your service and your dedication to my great land. I hold you in the highest esteem, higher than anyone I know in this land. All right, I taught Steph a new rule. If they're going to feed your pets, then you need to teach them. They need to earn it. Good job. Good job,
boy.
Steph.
Good boy.
Did you give him that one for free?
No, I'm not. Okay, fine.
What the heck? Well, I thought I'd come to the park. These Southerners are weird. Where are your trees? If this is a park, where's your nature? This looks like a golf course. Okay, you got a soccer field over there. Okay, great. You got some trees that lying around the edges, and they're not very big trees. They're just little dinky things. I don't understand this. What's with you Southerners and your vacant lots, grass lots, and calling them parks? Nature nook. Oh, okay. This is a nature nook. What the heck? Oh, there's some sort of event happening over there. What is it about? Let's go see if we can read the sign. Maybe it'll tell us. Yep. No, that just tells us what services they offer at the community center. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to sit here at Nature's Nook and watch your Southerner opinion of nature, I guess. Let's grab a seat here and let's have a conversation. Wow. Sorry if the wind is a little much, but yeah, this one's going to be a little political. So if you don't like my political stuff, this is the time to tune out. There will be another video tomorrow morning. Sorry about that, but you know, I'm an opinionist, and I'm sorry this government drives me crazy. I'm sorry if the wind is there. I'm trying to block it, trying to make it so it's not a problem, but I can't control. Screw it. We're out of here. Nature's Nook is too windy today. Let's go walk along the grass here. Sidewalk right there, but come on, this is a park. I'm supposed to be able to walk the grass. And you got it fenced all around, and I don't know, it's just like your playground. Okay, that's a school, but it's surrounded by concrete. Come on. Nature's Nook. Anyway, sorry, I'm just a little befuddled by your parks. You Southerners have certainly a unique view, and you wonder why your air quality sucks. Well, put some trees in, you might get some oxygen. Anyway, I'm off course. So, I want to have a conversation. I haven't really talked about this much, but I've been watching it, and I guess I've talked about it a little bit here and there, but not a whole lot. I want to talk about this temporary foreign worker conversation that's going on lately. Okay? And I want to talk about the Trudeau government, of course, because, yeah. There's been protests by, let's get this one out of the way, and then I'll get into Trudeau and that issue that I have. Anyway, let's speak directly to the temporary foreign workers that are currently protesting in Canada, and they have been protesting all summer. And let's have a conversation with them, okay? They say they've been taken advantage of. Okay, maybe you have. I'm not going to make a judgment call on that one. But let me put it back to you. Have you not taken advantage of Canada? You came here to study, but yet you take all the jobs. You came here to study, yet you buy up the houses. You came here to study, yet you overwhelm our healthcare system. Now, this is not of your own fault per se, but you've taken advantage of all the services Canada has to offer. Okay? So when you say you've been taken advantage of, I'm rather confused on that one, because doesn't that imply that you had no advantages when you were here? I'd say you had pretty good advantages while you were here. You came here on a student visa, okay, to go to school, and yet you're working full time. That's not, students work part-time. And if you're working part-time, well, then you've got like 3 part-time jobs making up the full-time job. So I'm rather confused on the part where you were taken advantage of. Now, I'm not saying you're not welcome here. I am more than welcoming to anybody coming in here. I think it's great. The more different voices we have, the better it is in Canada. But the thing is, you're trying to lay claim to something that's not yours. This is the most bizarre pine tree I've ever seen in my life. What is happening here? What is this? What is... I gotta get in here and see what the heck is going on. Really? That maple tree grew right beside it? Wow. Nature is resilient, and it came right out the side so we could get some air. And look at the helicopters it's got on there, so it can reproduce. This is one resilient tree. I'd almost say let's plant some of those seeds. Holy mac, she's got some gumshoe on her. Anyway, sorry, squirrel. Anyway, so that's my little pet peeve with you protesting in Canada about being here temporarily and crying that you're going to be evicted when your studies are over. Like, that was indicative of the permit that you had. It was not designed for you to stay. Yes, there's avenues that you can apply to stay, and which I'm going to now start transitioning over to Trudeau. Okay, because Trudeau has said, hey, all you people that are protesting, you can always apply for permanent residency. You should be applying. And Trudeau is now actively saying, come on, people, apply for permanent residency here in Canada. Apply through the normal immigration rules. These are always so cool, but they're ugly as hell when you get up close. Thank you, wind, you're blowing it away from me. But I've always thought these are cool from a distance. Don't know what the hell it is, nor do I care. It's still pretty cool. Anyway, squirrel. Here I go again. So, oh look, I found your nature's nook. Why did you put it over here at least? I mean, this makes a little more sense. But, yeah, anyway. Off on to Trudeau. So Trudeau is now saying, since his little Halifax retreat thing, that the temporary workers that are here currently need to apply. And he literally said, need. Okay? And that's a very important point right there. They need to apply for permanent residency. Okay. Well, the thing is, the same people that were in charge of the temporary program that refused to actually prevent any of this from happening are in charge of the permanent program. And there's a little bit of coincidentalness in his push right now for people to apply for permanent residency. Let's think back now. He really cracked open the doors on the temporary foreign worker program. Okay? He cracked those doors open when? In the spring of 2022. Well, what happened in 2022 that might have scared Trudeau into thinking he needed a new voter base? Let's think about that for a minute. Something happened in 2022 that scared the living crap out of Trudeau, and he's been plummeting ever since with Canadians, that would make Trudeau think he needs a new voter base. Something happened. Where did that happen again? Oh, right. The Freedom Convoy came to Ottawa, and millions of Canadians stood up to him and told him to piss off. That's right. I totally forgot about that part. So now, it's been 3 years of his temporary foreign program where he's just been pumping people in, left, right, and center. Anybody wants to come in, come on in, take a job, great, no problem, buy houses, start businesses, yep, under a student visa. You're good to go. Okay, now we're 1 year out from an election. What's he say? You need to apply for permanent residency. What happens when you get permanent residency? You get the right to vote. You become Canadians. Dual citizen Canadians, but you become Canadians. And what happens with that? Well, you get to vote. Just in time for the new election. Coincidental? Good possibility. But reality says I am pretty sure I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on with this. This was planned from the beginning. Okay, and they use all the excuses, you know. Oh, the temporary foreign worker program. Businesses were crying for it. Well, I have a problem with this temporary foreign worker program to begin with, because it's an oxymoron. It's a fallacy. It's a lie to the Canadian people. Oh, well, we need to bring in temporary foreign workers. Why? Well, there's no Canadians to fill the jobs. Well, that's crap. That's not true, because there's unemployment rate. Unless that employment rate says 0, there's people to fill those jobs. Now, it's a training issue, but companies don't pay to train people anymore. They hire experienced people. So, okay, you have a training issue. Well, instead of bringing in temporary foreign workers, why not hire a Canadian and train them? They'll have more dedication to you. You can't find jobs at Tim Hortons. This is the one that drives me crazy. Okay, because a lot of these temporary foreign workers, actually there's a really good chunk of them, that work for Tim Hortons now. Okay, Trudeau says that he had to open up the temporary foreign worker program because businesses couldn't find staff. Okay, first off, you're the Prime Minister of Canada. Okay, your responsibility is to Canadian citizens first. But okay, you're saying Canadians won't fill the jobs, and businesses are asking you to bring in these people. Well, Tim Hortons isn't a Canadian business, so this is a foreign business asking you to bring in foreigners. Can you see the conflict of interest there? Okay, if Tim Hortons is telling you need to bring in temporary foreign workers, well, you need to tell Tim Hortons, well, move your ass back to Canada first. That's right. This is the dumbest thing. And this is how the temporary foreign worker program is being taken advantage of. The temporary foreign workers come into Canada, they start up businesses that invite new temporary foreign workers to come work at their businesses. I told you about the Popeyes and the Burger King that opened up in North Bay. And in that place, there were no job advertisements for either of those stores, yet I've watched turnover in both them stores on a regular basis. So, They're not hiring Canadian. They're hiring temporary foreign workers. They're not even advertising. They're saying they can't find workers. Well, that's a lie, because teenagers graduate school every year, okay, and they're looking for jobs. Even while they're in school, they're looking for jobs. Colleges and universities, okay, that are taking in Canadian students are also looking for jobs. I'm walking towards somebody. There's people looking for jobs. The unemployment rate in Canada is I want to say 5.5. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere in there. It's over 5% anyway. Okay, so there's 5% of 40 million people that don't have a job. What is that? 10% would be 4 million. So 2 million people don't have a job in Canada. What the hell job qualifications do you need to work at Tim Hortons? What job qualifications do you need to work at Popeyes? Come on. This isn't about temporary foreign workers and job skills. This is about votes. It always has been about votes. Okay? In 2019, the temporary foreign worker program brought in 89,000, I think it is. Okay? And in 2023, just 4 years later, and we had 2 years of, that thing, where we shut down our borders. So, basically, in 2 years, even though it's been 4, but our borders were shut for 2 of the years. So in 2 years, they've jumped the number to 183,000. It's a 100% increase, almost. 100% increase to bring in temporary workers that they're now saying, hey, you need to apply for permanent residency. That they sold these people on coming to Canada under the guise that they would have an easy access to permanent residency. This is what they're protesting, is that they were supposed to have access to permanent residency. Well, Trudeau's now telling you you need to apply to permanent residency just in time for the next election. Okay? There's a lot of coincidence happening here. It all started in 2022 when Trudeau realized he did not have the will of the people to govern beyond. So he signed his deal with Jagmeet Singh, and then he opened up the borders to bring in a new voter base that he can take advantage of and retain power. That's what this is all about. It's all about power. This has nothing to do with Canadians. It's always been about power. Okay? You listen to foreign businesses telling you they need foreign employees to work an entry-level job. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out unless you have ulterior motives. And that's the problem. So, my theory is, if you have a position and you can't find skilled workers to work your position, you need to start a training program. If there are skilled workers in the area where you're working, where you have your business, and you can't find employees to apply for the job, you're not paying enough. Any way you look at it, those businesses need to do more to attract the talent that they require to operate their business. Okay? That is economics 101. All right. Yeah, I'm just babbling now. Oh my gosh. AK was here. I used to be you. Oh, okay. Whatever. Sure. Okay. AK. Anyway, so as far as these temporary foreign worker thing goes, I think this whole program should be just abolished. And they always use the farmers as the excuse. I'm sorry. The only farms that would require that, okay, are not willing to pay. And actually, I do believe those farms actually do pay minimum wage, or, you know, in that general area for these workers, but the workers' contracts pay them less. They dock them for housing and, you know, medical care and all these other excuses. But they're basically being stripped of their money, their income, to come work in Canada so that these other corporations, headhunters or whatever, can make money. So let farmers hire Canadians. And if they can't hire Canadians, well, then that's something they got to sort out, because there's enough Canadians that are looking for work. Heck, I know Canadians that travel across this country every year during cherry season to go all the way to British Columbia to pick cherries for a job. So don't hand me your crap. You can't find workers to pick your tomatoes or whatever. That's just a load of crap. And I have no concrete proof of this, but it makes me think these farms are not Canadian owned, and that they are international owned, and that they're just taking advantage of people coming into this country. They say they're paying minimum wage, but then they own the company that brings the people in, and they're charging service fees and that. Yeah, I think I'm just babbling now. I do believe, and that's just personal opinion on this. It's just, it makes no sense. So temporary foreign workers, bye-bye. If you want to come here and look and study in Canada, well, you're required to have a bank account balance of a certain amount when you come to Canada to study. Well, the reason for that is not so that you can just keep that in your bank account and go get a job. It's so that you can afford to pay your way when you're here during your studies. That is a requirement of getting a student visa. So we need to go back to that. You don't come here and go to school and take up the jobs. You come here to go to school. And then when you're done your school, you go home. If you want to apply for permanent residency or for employment opportunities, well, then that's a different conversation, and that's a different permit. And you need to apply for those permits. This is how the system is set up to work. Why our government can't seem to get that through their heads, I don't understand. Because you're screwing Canadians, because you know very well Canadians are done with you. So you need to find a new voter base. Anyway, welcome to the Fringe, everybody. Welcome to the Fringe.